So if you were asked if I need a second computer to record with the Lenovo, and I think for the most part you do. But now let's see how we might do it with one computer, and that would be with a secondary graphics card, right? So of course using OBS, and in a moment we'll look at the settings. But I've used OBS without a capture card to basically on this good RTX 2070 Super, play my game, use a secondary card to record with it. Had mixed results. Some of that may have been the settings that I picked in OBS. Some of it could just be that it couldn't handle it that well. I've tried two computers using OBS NDI, and I've tried obviously a whole host of capture cards, which most of which have burned up and had a miserable death here on the channel. Now, what are we going to do differently here? So let's talk about the setup. This place is a mess, by the way, so excuse that. Video out, in this case HDMI out from the graphics card. It goes to HDMI in on the Lenovo. HDMI out from the Lenovo will go to our 4K monitor. USB 3.0 cable plugs into one of the USB 3.0 inputs, and so that's how we have that set up. I'm using 850 watt EVGA 850 BQ power supply, and so let's go ahead and look at our settings on OBS. Alright, so I have lost my one camera stand that I brought with me here, so hopefully this won't be too shaky. Now, over here, if you haven't already added video capture device, you'll want to do that. And that's easy enough. Hit the plus sign, grab video capture, and once you do that, you basically go in and probably going to only have one choice here, and this is USB 3.0 HD video capture. That works with the Lenovo. Down here, I think it's recommended online to do 709 in full. And really, there's nothing else that you're going to mess with in there. Click OK there. Now, you want to shut all the other ones off like I have, okay? And then we'll go into settings. This thing only does 1080p, right? So might as well make sure these are both 1080p. Whoops. And then let's go to audio output. One of these days I'll get it right. You want to be in output mode advanced, okay? Now, we come down here, and I've got to find it. Encoder. So depending on which way you go with this, this would be software, the CPU. In this case, we want the graphics card. So I'm going to click on this, okay? Now, what you want to do down here is select your secondary GPU. If I click this, it's going to show a bunch of GPUs for whatever reason, but I just want to click this once, and that should get me to my secondary card. I'm going to hit apply, and oh, by the way, this is terrible, 2500. So because it's 1080p, let's go all the way to 8000, and you can mess with that. Maybe you'll find something better. Alright, so we're ready to go here. You'll want to have a hotkey. So stupid me puts one on the numeric pad, which becomes a problem sometimes. So that's ready to go. Now we're going to fire up Fortnite and get an idea whether it has an effect on the overall FPS. So most of you may know, if you use OBS to record, it's really just kills your FPS, especially in Fortnite. Shadow Play, Radeon Live, and Xbox Gaming Bar, all have less of an effect. Capture card is the way to go. Having a secondary computer to do it is even better. I would not really recommend a laptop unless you've got a good laptop. And So we're gonna get this thing fired up. All right, settings. We'll go 1080p low, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna play for a little bit, then I will hit turn the OBS on, and we will get an idea if it has an effect. All right, so in the waiting area, not really impressive numbers here. And this may actually be set to 1440p. Let me see something. That's what I last played at. Nope, 1080p. So once we get out of here, the numbers start to skyrocket. And so this is going to be tough to play, folks, with one hand. So we're going to do our best. So already those numbers are not very good. And I can tell you it's probably just having OBS on, sitting there in the background. Usually I am in the 300s, way in the 300s. Now we're getting up there. Let me see if I can find a landing spot that I'm not going to get killed. So if we hit the ground and it gets to the, the 350, 360 range, okay, there we go. So now we're back up to better numbers. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit 1. That's my hotkey. And we're just going to let this guy run. Wow, that water's really going across there quick. And we definitely want to get this. So far the numbers, not very impressive. Honestly, wow, all the good stuff just fell off. So I would say this is not really ideal. I would get better numbers if I were to just basically use shadow play. And to prove that, I'm gonna pause this and kill OBS in the background. All right, so I killed OBS in the background, and kind of tough to see that it's done anything, and then I just got ran over. Yeah, this is, I don't know what to tell you. So we can look at the video quality and see how it turned out. So the video quality is grainy, even at 8,000. This obviously does not look as good as the picture did a little while ago, and which is a bummer. So what does that tell me? I don't know if my settings in OBS are could be improved. I will say that I think shadow play definitely gives you better picture quality, and I honestly can't tell you whether we've had much of an effect on the FPS or not. As that thing creeps up, usually this early in the game I'm way up there. It's towards the end of the game that it drops down. So what does that mean? Good question. Alright folks, well that's gonna do it for this video. Somewhat inconclusive, But you know, you can use the Lenovo with a single computer. Now, whether it's a good thing or not is another story. My CPU's not, doing half bad, and unfortunately, it's not showing any information about the GPU. Probably because I have two of them, so we're not seeing, if it's being taxed at all. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like.